it's time for the fragrance of the week. And this week's fragrance is one that I have heard a lot about over the past year or so. I've seen men and women really enjoy this fragrance. And it's one that I actually don't have the full bottle, but I did get a sample sent to me to get to check it out. And it is, I'm gonna butcher this, Bade'e Al Oud or Oud for Glory from Lattafa. It is, to my understanding, a dupe of a popular initio fragrance, which name escapes me at the moment. It is described as having oriental-woody, spicy, sweet, and smoky elements with top notes of bergamot, blackcurrant, and pink pepper, heart notes of oud, caramel, and peony, and then base notes of amber, patchouli, and raspberry. And one of the things I got as soon as I sprayed it early in the morning, I got that oud. I got that smoky sort of oud note that is very familiar to me with um, oud intense from Lattafa. Very similar. And I got a lot of that in the beginning. And it was a very clean, sort of powdery clean. So I attribute a lot of that to the amber. That's what I got initially. But after wearing this throughout the day, after one, I love wearing fragrances like this in the heat because you tend to get a really good breakdown of the notes throughout the day, especially in my case, today I was going in and out of the heat. So I got to smell different aspects of it. I got to smell the sweetness subtle, but I still got to smell that sweetness of the caramel, the spice of the pepper, the patchouli, and even the raspberry to a degree. And the more and more the day wears on, I get that raspberry, I get that fruitiness, that fresh fruity sweetness, almost like a, not quite, but the raspberry fragrance. And I think of that, I think of Mont Blanc Individual. And so I get a sort of a raspberry, it's kind of muted, but a sort of fresh fruitiness with that mixed in with the base of the amber patchouli, and that smokiness still just lasts throughout. I understand why many have talked about how much they enjoy this fragrance. And I'm not sure of the price. I'm pretty sure you're going to find this bad boy for about 30 bucks or less on Amazon. And it's definitely a good price for that. It smells really good. The more I smell it, the more I'm smelling the caramel, the more I'm smelling the raspberry. I feel as though the bergamot and the black currant really get drowned out, even though that's the top. I don't get much of that at all, that sort of freshness. And maybe it's mixed in with my nose is mixed in more with that amber because I really smell that in the beginning that gives me that sense of freshness, not so much of a fruity freshness, but just a fresh powderiness. And I don't get that as much now, especially smelling it again, and that's not something that lasts in that regard throughout the day. But that initial spring, I definitely smelled that. So that's my take on Oud for Glory from Lattafa. Check it out. So good.